Most content calendars track posts, but mine actually tracks dollars. If you're planning your post willy-nilly or just treating your content calendar like a to-do list, you're likely managing a hobby, not a business. Today, I'm going to show you the business operating system that actually turns your content calendar into a lead generation machine, not just a pretty board with Trello. All right, familia, so we are here in the Trello board, and here's what most people do wrong. They're organizing their content by platform or topic, things like Mondays, I'm going to post on Instagram, Wednesdays, I'm going to post a YouTube video, Fridays, I'm going to post on LinkedIn. But the problem with it is that you're planning tasks, not revenue. You're asking yourself things like, what should I post on Instagram today? Instead of thinking, what content will move someone closer to hiring me, to booking my service, to buying my coaching, to joining one of my programs. The result is that you're posting consistently. You might be even getting some engagement here and there, but it's most likely not helping you book clients. So you'll see here on the first part, content ideas. This is where you want to just dump all the ideas that you might have on any type of platform, whether that's a YouTube channel, podcast, your newsletter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So let's say that you have a new idea and you write it down here on content ideas list and you want to move it and categorize it. Last year, we introduced you to our content to customers framework. And this year, I want to show you how you can create a content calendar that reflects that. The first thing I'm going to say is, okay, I'm going to write this particular post, or maybe I'm going to record it as a podcast, 5 high integrity ways to serve your existing clients and get paid again without doing more work. Well, I already know that maybe this is not really a high search type of post. So I'm going to create it as a connection piece. I'm going to label it connect, and then I'm going to go in and say, all right, this will be a podcast. Now I have a clear idea for how I'm going to be creating this post. If you want to use the card description as a way to outline your post, you could absolutely do that. And so this might be, again, just some key points where I'm going to do strategy 1, strategy 2, and strategy 3. Then I'm going to go in here and actually write down what those strategies look like. Maybe I have an ad spot that I want to plan, as well as some pertinent links. And so maybe these are the general sections I'm going to use to create my outline, and then finish everything with some of the links you want to share. Link 1, link 2, link 3 as an example. You can also add images or insert some snippets directly into the description, as well as collaborate in the comments with your team. For example, I can tag Belle here and give her instructions for how to edit this video. Once I'm done filming, I can also add the link to the video via Google Drive. When I'm done recording the podcast, I can just easily attach it right here, paste a link to my Google Drive or Dropbox. Finally, you can also create a workflow checklist directly here on the card. So you'll see there will be a checklist with maybe steps or things that you need to actually do before, during, and after the episode. We actually have a couple templates here that we will copy from other cards. So for example, here's our blog and video creation process. There's a before and after, and all of these are pre-populated. So as we're completing each step for the particular content piece, we can actually check those off and look at the progress of how this content piece in the connection phase is progressing once we move it from the planning all the way into production. And this gave me the idea to signal to you guys in an easier way how the board is broken down. So if you think about it that way, we are planning all of our content ideas and exactly how we're going to profit in this section. And then we have our production workflow, which is, hey, where is this particular video, this post, this newsletter in the actual content pipeline? And then extra resources. So for example, if there is a particular idea that's on hold, you can move it here. If you want to also plan your short form content ideas, you can do it over here. And there's notes and resources for things that I just want to keep handy as I'm creating my content. And hey, if you want a copy of this Trello pre-made templates and 7 others specifically created for businesses, snag my Trello template pack in the link in the description box below. From project management to daily to-dos to this lovely content calendar board and so much more. It's already pre-built for you, so all you have to do is plug and play and customize it to your own individual business. And of course, if you want more hands-on help to learn how to use Trello to run everything in your business, check out my Trello for Business mini course. It's also going to be linked below. Awesome. So now that you understand the framework, let's talk about how to practically use the calendar, right? We already talked about how the first step is really looking at your content ideas and filling out any ideas that come to mind. Maybe you're going to use AI to help you with this process. Highly recommended, by the way. You can also use things like Google or YouTube search to see what other people are creating in your particular niche that is already working. And then you're going to decide, okay, what are these pieces going to be like? Now, you'll notice that we actually have labels in addition to cards. So for example, if I'm planning a new content piece, so maybe I'm creating a video and it's going to be titled The $500,000 Plan That Changed Everything for My Coaching Business, and I'm going to position it as an attraction piece. There's also going to be a label around podcasts and YouTube so that I know and my team also knows what this content piece is going to become. And we also are going to add what kind of content this particular piece is going to be, whether it's going to be attract, connect, or convert, because we're going to be moving these around when we get to the actual workflow. So once I'm ready to actually record a video or create a content piece or a post, I'm going to move it over to in production. What that's going to signal is that I'm actively working on that content piece. And then once it's published, I'm going to move it over to the published section. Ooh, we got a little bit of confetti here on Trello because we got it done. Now, I want to keep that extra label so that I remember what kind of content I was creating from the list. But you do not need to have this if it's redundant for you. Now, for those of you who feel like the labels are a little bit too intrusive, you can always click on the labels and close them down so that all you see is color. So if you're more of a minimalist, that might be the way to go for you, and you can always pop them back open when you need to read them. We want to make sure that we're creating a system and a workflow that is simple and easy to follow. Okay, so awesome. Once we have that piece and published, we are done with the episode. Now, here is where the framework actually gets more sophisticated. This is the attract, connect, convert system that helps you actually categorize your content in a way that is building your audience, building relationships with your existing audience, and then seamlessly turning them into clients and customers. It also serves as those guardrails so that you're not just creating random posts, but that they're intentional, that they're strategic, and they're moving the needle in your business. Because here's the deal, this is not the era of posting more content. You don't need to be on every platform. You don't need to hustle harder. You need better systems and you need a clear strategy. So here's the system. Every single one of your posts should serve a single purpose. It's either going to attract your audience, it's going to connect with them and build relationships, or it's going to directly sell what you do. So here on the attraction content list, this is where we're going to build all of the pieces that are going to get us more eyeballs. This is how people actually find you. It's your SEO optimized content. It's trending topics in your niche. It's pain points that your ideal clients are actually Googling right now or searching for. The entire goal of the attract content piece is to get you discovered. Nothing else. It's there to actually find you those ideal people, pull them into your world, and then lead them to the next content piece, which should be your connection content. Now, you're going to notice I have way more attraction pieces than I do connection or conversion pieces, and that is on purpose. The connection part, this is where you're going to build trust and showcase your expertise. This is where you actually demonstrate to people that you understand them, that you have an actual unique approach to solving their problems. So you want to showcase things like your framework, your unique approach, your unique methodology, the thing that sets you apart. It's also what eliminates objections before they even ask, because you're building the relationship intentionally and you're essentially creating a roadmap for them to move from just being someone that happens to follow one of your videos or one of your posts into someone who's actually deep diving into your methodology. And then finally, someone who actually has desire to hire you. This connection portion is really important. Okay, and then we're finally moving into the conversion piece. And this is the content that just has a direct invitation to work together. Yes, you're going to educate them, but you're more so going to activate them. There's a difference between education and activation. We have an entire podcast episode dedicated to this topic. I'm going to link it here on screen if you want to dive deeper into that process. But for now, just know the conversion pieces are content that you don't necessarily have to do super frequently unless you're posting on social media like on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. You're probably going to want to do this way more frequently than if you were creating long form content like a podcast, a newsletter, or a YouTube video. And so in your conversion pieces, really what you're doing is you're demonstrating that you are the perfect guide. You are helping to present a different way of thinking about a problem. You're showcasing yourself as the expert, and then you are just inviting them to the next step. So this is where you make an offer, show them what's possible, maybe show some of your client testimonials, show case studies, proof that what you have to offer actually works. And then you give them an invitation to come and work with you, whether that looks like an application or jumping on a call or just a direct link where they can actually book your service or buy your program. That is what the conversion piece actually creates. And what's really cool is these all build on each other. So your attraction pieces should be sending people to your connection pieces and your connection pieces to your conversion pieces. Again, they're all working holistically to actually turn a follower into a customer. Now, if you're brand new to the channel and you're not familiar with our content to customers framework, I'm going to leave a video that I did recently to deep dive more of what that looks like and the psychology behind it so that you have a better understanding when you're applying it practically into your Trello content calendar. Now I'm going to track revenue. And this is where things get really, really powerful. I used to do this on a separate spreadsheet. And then I realized last year, I just need a place where I can track everything. Why not do it within the exact content calendar? So this is the revenue tracker list. And here's where we're actually going to track how much money that these content pieces produce for us. Now, don't get overwhelmed or scared if you are pre-revenue or you haven't yet gotten enough traction to start monetizing your content. That's totally okay. It's still going to be a helpful exercise for the future. So for example, I can share some of our recent videos that we already did here on the channel and how much money we actually made from each one within the first 30 and 90 days. Now, I will continue tracking this throughout the years. If you're a smaller business and you're a solopreneur, like most of the people who listen to and watch our channel, I want you to know that this is much easier to track than you think. All you're going to do is you're going to add a little section like this one on the card that says revenue generated. If you have applications, like if someone wants to work with you in a coaching capacity or you do consulting, then this might be applicable to you. If not, remove it and have something else. Like for example, you could have the amount of sales that you made instead of applications. And then in the notes section, I like to document where the sales came from. So I can say, hey, this video we published last week. Within the first week, we made a Trello course sale and a Trello template sale, and we only had about 300 views. So that's a really good conversion rate for us. $256, it's not going to make me rich, but it's only the first week of the video. As it becomes older and older, it's actually going to perform better. It's going to make us more money. And this is a really good way for me and the team to keep track on what has worked the most for a business so that we can replicate that success. So for example, this is a collaboration video that we did with Go High Level. This is how much revenue was generated for this video so far, and they're coming from commissions instead of direct sales because this is a partnership deal. So on and so forth. We're going to document exactly how these videos perform, and this way you can track how your content is generating revenue directly as well as indirectly. Now, you might wonder, how do you track this? How do you know, for example, this video made 11 Trello course sales? Well, usually we will ask our clients, number one, where did they find us? And we will also make an educated guess as to what actually moved the needle. For example, if we publish a new video and that week it's about Trello and we make 2 Trello sales, we usually know where that is coming from and we will attribute it to that video. Of course, there are way more sophisticated ways of tracking your conversions, but I'm speaking to an audience of solopreneurs who don't have a ton of resources or time, and I'm trying to make this as simple and applicable as possible. So don't stress about it. Try to have your best educated guess and track it that way in the beginning. As you become more sophisticated, you can implement more advanced systems to actually track to a very granular level how much money your content is generating. This is important to keep in the back of your mind when people DM you or ask you for links to work with you. Keep track of those leads inside of these cards as well so that you can actually figure out how much revenue that particular content piece ended up making you. The main takeaway and the main idea here is to be intentional about your content, because most people are out there creating like 90% attraction content and wondering why no one's buying, or they're creating 100% educational content and training people to expect everything for free. The magic is in the mix, and the magic is in the system that helps you see at a glance, am I creating content that moves people, or am I just creating content for the sake of it? All right, so here's what to do next. If you want the full content to customers breakdown, including the exact psychology behind hooks that attract buyers, how to structure content that eliminates objections, and why most conversion content fails, I'll teach you the entire methodology inside our 1000 True Fans episode over on the Business Launch podcast. You're going to see a link to that video here on screen, and also links are in the description. But if you want the done for you version, 70 plus pages of content strategy, AI prompts that already have the attract, connect, convert built in, so you're not not starting from scratch every time, I highly recommend that you grab the Content Calendar Playbook. We just released the physical version that's sitting here behind me, and it's all this goodness, pages and pages and pages full of strategy and also amazing scannable links so that you can actually take the prompts and have AI write this entire thing for you because it's already trained in our proprietary system. You'll find the links to snag your digital or physical playbook in the description box below. And of course, I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest content planning struggle? Let me know in the comment section below because it inspires future videos and I try to answer as many of them as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you over on that next video. Let's get this content thing done together. Un beso. See you over there.